I want to welcome in one last special panel as we continue our assessment of the journalism ecosystem here in New Mexico. We know New Mexico has a rich cultural fabric, but narratives like the tricultural myth have sometimes meant that stories and voices from the Black community get left out. That goes for news as much as anything else. It's something we wanted to talk about with two African American journalists. We're very happy to be joined virtually today by Adolphe Pierre-Louis, who spent years working as a photojournalist for the Albuquerque Journal, and Ron Wallace, longtime publisher of the Perspective magazine here in New Mexico. Now, guys, we really wanted to get into how the reporting on Black issues locally fares, especially when it comes to policy and decision making. But let me start with some background on each of you in the work that you've done. Photojournalism is a term we sort of take for granted in our collective understanding. From your perspective, what exactly is photojournalism, in quotes there, to you, and what responsibilities does that carry as a photojournalist?
Well, as a photojournalist, my job has always been to tell stories. I use my cameras to tell stories about this community. I've been fortunate to live here for the last 33 years. And I feel that a lot of time, especially the African American community here in New Mexico, is not represented in the media in terms of personnel, but also in terms of coverage. And I feel it's very important that we cannot claim to be a community newspaper if we don't cover a community. Right. I feel strongly about that.
Is what you're saying, is a Black-focused newspaper the way to fill those gaps?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so, because it's more targeted toward that community. And I feel that having that kind of coverage is very important.
Ron, in your years of publishing The Perspective, what have you found that Black folks want to read, basically? What's the biggest reason folks pick up your publication?
Well, the reason The Perspective was so important to the community is because we got the stories that nobody else would cover, that the major networks didn't see as important. But they were important for our community to highlight our young people, to highlight the seniors in our community when things are happening. And so they might not have been important enough for all of New Mexico to get, but it was important that we didn't remain invisible. And for our young people to see us and to see the accomplishments, it was important for them to see us all the time. Not just every now and then. They needed to see us and know that we were doing things all the time, and for their accomplishments to also be valued. And so what I felt The Perspective had the opportunity to show the value of our community without having to choose between, oh goodness, is this story more important than that one?
Ron, real quick, you've been such a strong voice for years on the importance of showcasing young Black achievement. And I want to note particularly graduation season. It's sort of like the number one pickup of your publication to see who's doing what where. Why was that important to you to highlight graduation season especially?
For one, it was good for the students to have the pictures taken and to feel important about the accomplishment they just had. And so, we would go and take pictures of the Black student graduates, and we contract with APS to get them those pictures and in a video fashion, because it was important for the students to know that, hey, somebody's very excited about what we did. They're very excited about us being able to graduate and to go on to do other, additional things in life.
I've always wondered why the local papers didn't look at you and pick up on that, because I'm telling you, you want your newspaper picked up, highlight some high school students graduating, you'll get a lot of papers moved. It's an amazing thing. Adolphe, let me go back to something serious here in your life, of course, which was in 2011, New Mexico State police officer illegally pulled you over, held you at gunpoint, made you sit on your knees with handcuffs behind your back. While traffic was going by on the highway, you were driving a journal vehicle, you were wearing your press credentials while this all happened. Now, you settled the case And years later, of course, and a part of that, the judge ordered that you be allowed to speak to police cadets about that experience. And you've been one of the few very long-time black journalists in the state for years. How did that illegal traffic stop inform your experience here?
Well, I deal with police all the time.
Yeah.
When I was working for the Journal, because I show up at a crime scene, I need to get information. So I have to be able to talk to a PIO or the police chief and figure out what's going on. Mm-hmm. And that experience hasn't changed my view of police, but it also taught me a valuable lesson that it's important that officers not only learn how to use discretion, but also they have to do their job, which is to figure out a description of a subject before embarking on a chase. And me going up to the academy to talk to those cadets up there has been an amazing experience. Last April, I went up there and I was supposed to be up there for about an hour. I ended up spending almost 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Teaching a class that had 62 cadets in it, the largest class ever. And it's important for me to open that channel of communication between law enforcement and media, but more than that, and the general public in general. This is more than just media.
Sure.
It's a general public. I guess my view is that I've had several police chiefs since then approach me and thank me for making all those officers better officers in terms of educating them about unconscious bias, about attention to details, because the gentleman that they were looking for was a 5'2" Hispanic guy, bald, wearing black basketball short and a white T-shirt.
Right.
And that did not match my description whatsoever.
Not even close. Right.
And so what I teach them is, when I go up to Santa Fe at the academy to teach those officers, I tell them, make sure you take notes. Make sure you ask specific questions before taking off and embarking on a chase, and you don't even know who you're looking for. Right. You cannot just go by a make and color of a car. You have to make sure you ask, well, the subject that I'm looking for, what's his race? How old is he? What is he wearing? Does he have any tattoos? Does he have any particular sign on his body that I need to be looking for? So all those important details that, in my case, were completely missed. Mm-hmm. And I feel that, what makes it more rewarding is to get the reaction from those cadets up there, from those police officers, when I go up there to talk to them, because they really, really appreciate the job that I've been doing with them, teaching them how to do their job, basically.
Interesting. Got last question for the both of you. I'm going to stay with you, Adolph, for this one. What can black journalists here do better to serve the needs of black New Mexicans?
Offer more coverage. Mm-hmm. We live in a community where we have a lot of stories happening. And as a photojournalist, I never want to go down to the South Valley when there's homicide.
Right.
If there's something positive happening in a community, that's our duty to go out there and cover it. Mm-hmm. And, I was very fortunate that I started my career at the New York Daily News in New York. And I got to work with Jimmy Breslin.
Oh, wow.
Mike Lupica.
Wow.
Bob Hurd. And those guys, they were personal friends of mine. Mm-hmm. I got to sit down and talk to them. Jimmy Breslin always tell me, Adolph, you're a young journalist. If you want to really get a story, go on site. Get to smell what your subject is smelling. Get to see what they're seeing. Get to experience what conditions that they're living in, because that will allow you to tell a better story about what you're trying to inform your readers on.
Mm-hmm.
And that in itself has always been my motto.
Yeah.
Go there, coverage, 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 offer more coverage. And I think, you know, to me, it's not acceptable that something can be happening right here in Albuquerque. Instead of having the journal cover it, we have AP covering it.
Right.
I don't think that's possible. You
That's
know
right.
what I mean? We are a local newspaper. We need to concentrate on covering the community. And the same goes for the African American community. If there is something happening, we they that needs coverage, because it's not when something bad happens that you show up and you want to cover that community. You know, if there are positive things happening, it's, as journalists, it's our duty to cover that too.
Mm-hmm. Good points there. Ron, same question to you. What can we, as Black journalists, what can we be doing better? But also tech and online, the internet. What's your sense of that and how that can help in this endeavor?
Yeah, Gene, that was where we were leading to, was getting everything electronically,
Right.
as well as the physical existence when we did the magazines was just so we were documented.
Mm-hmm.
And so people can keep those. And I got that idea from, excuse me, talking to a publisher from Jet magazine. And they were talking about how the magazine would always, for African Americans, they put them on their coffee table, they
Mm-hmm.
keep them as keepsakes. So that was why the publishing of the Perspective magazine was so important. And that was why the presentation we put out was so important. We wanted to make sure that it was something people were proud of and they would keep. And we knew that if we remained paper, that would go away.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why we went to the glossy, we went to the magazines, and we had several different magazine looks, trying to get the one that we wanted our community, to make sure our community was proud of the presentation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a privilege and a blessing to be able to do the things that we do to tell about our community. And like I said, you guys are so important, because you have spots that get, you're out there and you're covering our community as well in different venues,
Mm-hmm.
different stations, different things that now everybody's getting it. And so it was a pleasure for me to say, hey, I know we're getting them out there with the people who are already on TV, Gene, Adolph, Tia, and those. So it was good to already have a team already out there that were already in position,
Mm-hmm.
and then I could just focus on the Black community and just pick up the stories that I need to make sure that we got out there for our community to make the
Mm-hmm.
feeling of the value, know that, hey, what we're doing is so important. And yes, and what we're doing, we're going to talk about it.
I love it.
And it won't get lost.